Welcome to task number 4. In this video, we're going to make a scratch game, and we're going to start fairly simple, but we're going to make a couple of iterations where we do a first simple version and maybe a more complex version after. So start with a nice blank scratch project, and we're going to make 2 scratch cats. First one we're going to call player 1, and the second one we're going to call player 2. And this one here, or actually both, we're going to make 50%. And this one here, 50%. And we can leave them this color for now. When they're it, or maybe when they're not it, they'll be flashing a different color. Now, first thing we're going to do is get them to be able to move. So let's go to the flag and set up our motion. Just like this. Okay, and let's put in our movement. So the change Y, change X, change X. I always do the second and third one negative. And negative, and the reason I haven't set these up yet is I want to drag them across. While we're here, actually, we might make a player 3 as well. But we won't use him for now, just because it makes it easier when dragging code across. Cool, now they've all got their own. We'll make this one up, down, left, and right. For player 2, we'll go A is left, S is right, up will be W. Actually, down is S. What is right? Right is D. Let's test it out. Yep, good. Yep, good. And this is our unused one, who we're just going to turn off for now. Okay. So now they can move around, and it's kind of a basic game of Scratch already, of tag, sorry, already, but it's not very fun. So let's try and make it a little more fun. Now we're going to need some variables in here, and we might try and do this a special way. So let's start off by going P1 tag. Oh, let's just go tag 1. Tag 1. And we'll go tag 2. Now, we need to say if tag 1 equals 1, then we want some special effects. So let's change color. And if tag 1 equals 0, we don't want any special effects. We're going to go set color effect to 0. Put that on there and start that. So that way, if they're it, maybe it'll flash nicely, or if they're not it, it won't flash, and if they're the other one, will just take away that effect. Now we need a way of sending whether they're it or not between them, and so we can use a message here. So we can say broadcast message, and to do that, let's put it in here. We'll say if touching player 1, because I'm on player 2, broadcast message. These should actually be, let me drag that there. These, because it's player 2, should actually be tag 2. Tag 2. There we go. So if we're touching player 1, broadcast message, and we see I copied the same thing across to player 1, this should be if touching player 2, broadcast message. And it's just message 1. On the cat here, we'll say, when I receive message 1, we'll go set or change. No, we'll say set my variable to 1. So when I receive message 1, set my variable to 1. I've got these tags here, they can go. So when I receive it, set to 1. Alright, so one of the players needs to be it to start with, so we're just going to make it player 1. We'll say when we start, set that to 1, and he should flash some colours now. Maybe. Nope, he won't until I fix that. Let's try now. There we go. So he is flashing some colours now, and it won't really do anything yet. We just want to see if that would work. So when he touches player 2, it says 3 at the moment, doesn't it? Player 2, we want to send a message, and when it sends that message, we want that to set tag 2, here it is, set tag 2 to 1. Let's try that. So I mean they're both it at this point. There we go. So now they're both it. We also, if that equals 1, we want him to go back to normal. So let's do a little if statement for that. We'll say if not an and, if tag 2 equals 1, then set tag 1 to 0. And we might just put that in there. We also need to set it so that at the start, tag 2 equals 0. Good. So now if he runs and touches him, you can see he's not it anymore. He's safe. Now it doesn't work in reverse yet, but we'll get it to work in reverse now. So that's all good. That first bit works. With player 2, if he touches player 1, we're going to tell it to send a new message, and we're going to say message 2. You can probably think of a better name than that, but that'll do. And let's just copy that across there. And we'll say, when I receive message 2, set tag 1 to 1. And set tag 2 to 0. That's probably a better way of doing it than I did before. Let me copy that there. So he touches him. Oh, see, he got him back really fast there. In fact, I think we probably need to add a little weight onto that. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Alright, let's see how that goes. Oh, that came straight back. Why is that coming straight back? Could be because of this code here. Oh, it came straight back again. Let's find out why it's doing it. It could be something to do with what I just changed then. Okay, so that is kind of working now. Let's duplicate that bit of code and put it over here. You can see there. Where'd the duplicate code go? And I'll put in a tag 1 there. Tag 2 there. It's not liking it. Let's see what's going on. So when I receive message 2, set tag 1 to 1. Okay. And when I receive message 1, set tag 2 to 1. I think it's got something to do with this happening too fast. So we can always, that's an extra one, we can always remove it, get rid of this extra code, and just see what happens. Let's try now. Now they're both flashing. So I think maybe this was the way to go earlier on. There we go. Let's try again. It's not the way to go. So this here gets us halfway there. Good. So here we'll get him it. The problem is getting him back. Because you can see this bit of code makes sure that that doesn't happen. So what I think we need to do to fix that is we can have it whenever the message comes through, maybe it'll set them both to 0 and then it'll actually adjust it. So let's give that a try. So when we get that message, we'll go tag 2 equals 0, tag 2 equals 0, so that way this is happy. And then because we're on player 2, we'll go tag 1 equals 0, set tag 2 to 0, so now they're both 0, and probably don't need that one. We'll say here, set it to 1. Okay, cool, and we'll do the same for this one over here. Which order did I do it in there? So we'll do it the reverse order here. Tag 2 to 0, and then set tag 1. Okay, let's try that. So moving him around. So it works when I go the other way. So the one who's not flashing can give it to, the one who's not flashing is it. And the one who's flashing is not it. So if they're moving away from each other, here we go. This one here wants to touch that one there, so here we go. And I guess if we want to change that, we can go 0 and 1, and 0 and 1. There we go. So now the one who's flashing touches him, he is now it. So now he runs and touches him, he is now it. So that's our basic tag game going. Now to add a little bit of spice to it, make it a little more interesting, what we can do is add in a bit of a maze. So we're going to add a backdrop here, and we're going to paint our own. And we're going to go like this. We're going to have no color, just a black line. Yep, that should be fine. And I'm going to hold shift so I get a straight line. I'm going to make just a bit of a interesting maze like so. Don't want it to be too big or small. Here we go. So just a bit of a maze around the place, and with no real dead ends anywhere. Oh, let's make that line up. There we go. I don't think they'll be able to fit through that top bit. Maybe I can move that. Yep, there we go. That'll do. Okay, now we want to make it so they can't go through those walls. And so you've got a little bit of a playground to work with here. I might actually turn those tags off because they seem to just be getting in the way. We can see who's it. So let's make it so these characters can't get through the black. And to do that, all we do is we, just like in that last, the fruit video, we add in these. So if touching color. And we need to get the exact color. Go. So if touching that color, and we're going to need 4 of them. So I'm actually going to duplicate them down here. And we're going to need these changes as well. There's the Y, we need another Y. And it needs to be the opposite. So because up here we've got change Y by +10, we'll do the negative there, and the positive can go in there. And then we need 2 of these. We also need these ones. So I'll put him there and him there. And because that's a negative there, we put the positive in there like that. And same with that one there. So now who's this player 1, he now shouldn't be able to go through those black lines anymore. there we go, this player here. So he's trapped. So he has to stick to there, and we'll make it so both characters have sort of that same issue. So I might make this easy for myself and just copy that whole code into there, and then just drag these in. That one goes there, and that one goes there, and this goes there. Cool. So now both characters are locked in. They can only just fit through there, and if he touches him, he can run away while he chases him. So cool, that's sort of the second version, I guess, of the Scratch game, which is kind of cool. For a bit of a challenge now, there's two things you can do. One would be to add in your intro screen, so start game. There's not really an outro screen, but I guess you could make one. Maybe a good idea would be to do 60 seconds on the timer, or maybe 2 minutes, and whoever's at the end gets, you win player 1, or you win player 2, or player 3. And that's the other thing, is to get your player 3 character going, so he's in the mix too, and he can get it as well. So that's a big challenge for you there. Good luck with that one, and I'll see you in the next video.